Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There is no coincidence here that former President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump, comes and says that he would declassify all the documents related to JFK assassination if he gets elected. Well, for me, Mr. President, former President, that is gone about 6 years ago. Okay? Because you said you would and you didn't. You don't come now and say, if you elect me, I'm going to do that. What stopped you the other time? Was it because you were afraid or what? I think you just say that, and I'm for you. I want those things be declassified, all of them. But I think the problem is it's about election. And you have Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who said the same thing, and he's having something to say regarding Joe Biden's decision to again block the release of documents. So the Biden administration blocked it again. Robert F. Kennedy, the candidate, came out and said, hey, what do they have to hide? That they still keep it sealed? And then Trump says, if I get elected, I will open everything. You said that before. Bye-bye. What would you do, Donald Trump, if you were me? You say, yeah, okay. Read his book, right? The Art of the Deal, and see what he would do in these kind of circumstances. He would ask more. Now, this is an article from Insider, and it says Trump claims he'll declassify all of the JFK-related assassination records if he's re-elected. You had your chance. He said the same thing in 2016, but ended up siding with the CIA and FBI to keep the documents secret. Well, this is the Insider, obviously, so they will put this, ended up siding with CIA and FBI. Well, are you claiming that, hey Insider, are you claiming that these guys are somehow involved in that? That he sided and that was the reason why he didn't? Well, you kind of suggest that, but hey. And see this picture right here? This is the picture they placed. I have this picture, and this article that I'm going to use, and this comes from Sputnik. Do they look familiar? This is from Insider. This is from Sputnik. Insider, Sputnik. Sputnik. And I'm quoting, what are they hiding? End quote. RFK Jr. unhappy Biden delayed release of JFK documents. It was not a surprise, my friends, and you know that, right? Despite a 1979 House review that concluded 2 or more shooters and co-conspirators were likely involved in the assassination, only Lee Harvey Oswald was accused of killing former US President John F. Kennedy. Oswald maintained his innocence until he was gunned down by mafia-connected nightclub owner Jack Ruby. Now, let me give you this guy, because other people say, Ruby. It's not Ruby, it's Rubinstein. So, let's go here. Let's put this Ruby and see Mr. Ruby and see, so we don't think I'm right here. Let's see him. Jake Leon Ruby, born Jacob Leon Rubinstein. All right. So Rubinstein is Zelensky right here. So do whatever you want, my friends. This is over here. He was right here. He was a son of 2 both Polish-born Orthodox Jews. Nothing wrong with that, but I always like to read early life and career, because sometimes, you see certain things like this in this case. He was Polish-born Orthodox Jews, Sokolov. All right, no problem with that. That's his right. I have no problem with that. Why would I, right? So here we have, let's go to Sputnik. So next time when you see Jack Ruby, don't think of Ruby, Rubinstein. And why they call him Ruby, I have no idea. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the current 2024 presidential hopeful and nephew to assassinated former U.S. President John F. Kennedy, is not happy that current President Joe Biden decided to delay the release of government documents related to the 1963 assassination. on June 30th, the Biden administration quietly released a memo before the holiday weekend announcing that some government documents related to the assassination would not be released as planned. A decision that angered Kennedy Jr. Why do you expect something else? That means you're naive. You don't know that these guys are never not going to release it? Are you crazy? You still believe that these guys are okay? The White House has stated that to date, some 99% of the records have been released. However, multiple records include redactions. And I'm quoting, "It's not about conspiracy, it's about transparency," end quote, the environmental and anti-vaccination figure said on Twitter on Sunday. See how these guys are portraying him? Not a vax nut and conspiracy theorist. That's how he's presented in the United States. And these are the Russians. Maybe he's on their payroll. That's why they're so nice. In a midnight Friday night, I'm quoting, in a midnight Friday night announcement, the White House has delivered the bad news that President Biden will be maintaining secrecy indefinitely on some JFK assassination related records, end quote. So here it is, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. In 1992, John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act mandated the release of all government documents related to the killing by October 2017. However, the bill included a clause that allowed the release of documents to be delayed if it was, and I'm quoting, made necessary by an unidentifiable harm to the military, defense, intelligence operations, law enforcement, or conduct of foreign relations. All these are clear. So you got here military, you got intelligence and law enforcement, CIA and FBI, and foreign relations. Well, what happened? I think that Mr. Kennedy wanted to conduct an inspection somewhere in the Middle East, if I remember correctly, to a certain location, and remember, those guys said, "No, you will not." Remember that one? No? Okay, why don't you look into it? Remember, he wanted to have an inspection to a site where some people allegedly were building a nuclear weapon over there. Got the hint? Check it out. I'm not saying that's reality. And then I think also Mr. JFK wanted to change the dollar to change it on gold standard. That did not sit well. And then what? In 1971, 72, it was the petrodollar. Remember, and that was I think it was order 11110, I think it was. Let me pull it out for you, okay? And if I find it here. And voila, I found it. Lucky you. So here it is, Executive Order 11110, issued by U.S. President John F. Kennedy on June 4, 1963. The executive order amended Executive Order 10289, dated September 51, whatever, by delegating to the Secretary of the Treasury the President's authority to issue silver certificates under the Thomas Amendment of the Agricultural Adjustment Act as mandated by the Gold Reserve Act. The order allowed the Secretary to issue silver certificates if any were needed during the transition period under President Kennedy's plan to eliminate silver certificates and use Federal Reserve notes. Now, it's more to look into this one, but that was another thing that other people said, well, you know what, that was strange. They wanted to check those guys over there. He wanted, besides, I think right after, let's see if it's written here, but right after his assassination, revocation, he was right here. In March 1964, Secretary of Treasury Dillon halted redemption of silver certificates for silver dollars. So on June 1968, all redemption in silver ceased. All right, so they changed the whole thing. All right, no problem. Look into it. You can find some. Oh, it was me. My bad. Here it is. revocation. So this is what I was reading, all that about that. Okay, so you don't think I'm making up too much stuff here. So let's go back to the Russians here. Me again? Let's go back here. And this is again here. Biden, and I'm quoting, Biden said in his memo that the, and I'm quoting, postponement of public disclosure of that information is necessary to protect against identifiable harms to the military defense, intelligence operations, law enforcement, and the conduct of foreign relations that are of such gravity that they outweigh the public interest in disclosure. So screw you people. These guys are more important than you, so we can do that because we're going to be attacked by those guys, and these guys are going to do an insurrection, and bam. All right. The assassination, and I'm quoting, the assassination was 60 years ago. What national security secrets could possibly be at risk? What are they hiding? He questioned. This is Kennedy Jr. So the explanation, which was the same justification used by former President Donald Trump when he delayed the release of the records, was not enough to satisfy Kennedy Jr., who called the postponement unlawful. So Trump, where are you? Right here. Okay. I don't like that one. Yeah, I'll declassify all the... No. Remember, you had your chance. So I didn't like that. But maybe he's just saved his life. I mean, you never know. Kennedy Jr. has become more vocal about the alleged involvement of the CIA in his uncle's assassination. He recently said ex-CIA Director Alan Dulles helped cover up the CIA's role in the former president's death. Dulles was fired by President Kennedy and was a member of the Warren Commission, which was established to investigate the fatal shooting. He also recently stated that the first instinct of his father was that the CIA was behind the murder. Okay, so Trump can promise whatever. I don't believe him at all. Why? Unless he wants to go and meet Jesus. Yeah, probably he said, well, I'm too young, man, I shouldn't do this right now. But probably he thinks, well, if I'm gonna be, I'm 77, I think he is right now. As 79, I get to be over there. 79, let's say I get 4 years, so it'll be about 83 if I'm still alive. 83, I think, is a good year to die. So hey, let's release those. All right, I'm kidding. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.